Hello. Today I'll be doing a video on the Mortuary Collection, a Shudder original. An obnoxious woman comes to a mortuary looking for a job and demands the owner tell her a bunch of scary stories. This was basically a white version of Tales from the Hood from 1995. It should have been called Tales from the Suburbs. The first story is about a woman who is in a bathroom during a party, and she's trying to get into a medicine cabinet because she likes to steal. This was pretty good. It's the shortest story out of all of them, and it ended up being my favorite in comparison. The second story is a frat guy who doesn't like using protection during sex. I did not like this one. The message was too on the nose. As soon as the guy started mentioning about defeating the patriarchy and lifting women up, I knew where this was going. The so-called nice guy getting karma. It was too predictable for me, and it was just too out there, and it was weird and gross, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. The third story is a man who has to take care of his brain-dead, paralyzed wife. It takes a financial toll on him, and he loses hope and patience. This one reminded me of what I would have seen from Tales from the Crypt. This was something I usually would have liked, but I ended up being bored by it. The fourth story is a babysitter who has to deal with an escaped mental patient that breaks into the house that she's in. This one had the potential of being really good and would have benefited a lot if it played up the campiness and comedy. And this is a spoiler, sort of, but I would have played up the zaniness of the situation, especially when the tables are turned and the guy is being the victim and she's going after him. It would have been fun and humorous, and the twist would have had a greater effect, and it would have been one of those stories where you have to watch it a second time from a different perspective. And that would have been a lot of fun. It was just too serious. And because of the seriousness, it was really boring and dry and kind of dull. And I just really was not into it. The whole movie was too serious, given the content we're given. I found myself bored through most of it. It was a letdown, but I wasn't surprised because I didn't like the trailer. But I did read it was an anthology movie, so I was thinking, okay, there's gotta be at least a couple of good stories somewhere in here. And this is one of the rare times I didn't like any of them. The first one was okay, but it was too short and forgettable. And I have to give this a 2 out of 10.